morning, everyone. Welcome back to Therapy Craft. While it is morning for me, it may not be morning for you. So good afternoon, good evening, and good night if that better fits your timeline. So welcome back to our Minecraft survival world. We are picking up right where we left off last time. Collecting up some iron. Alright, let's quickly go over what we've got here. We got a decent amount of iron. We've procured ourselves an enchanting table, which will be fantastic. We've got enough obsidian to make a portal, as you can see right here, and then we've got a little bit up here as well. Plenty of lapis, blocks of amethyst, which I'm unsure of what we can do with at this moment. I haven't looked into anything having to do with this particular update, so I am not sure at all. Got a decent amount of gold. But I am thinking maybe we will go out and adventure today. Now that we've got kind of this house built, little base, I've kind of started thinking of it more as like a starter base. Not necessarily our long-term home. Mostly because, I don't know, I'm not super enjoying this view with all the savanna over there. Savannah's okay. Not the biggest fan of having it be right outside a window. I like the water. I like the jungle on this side. The sun's about to go down. But we may go find something else here in a minute. But let us take a moment, make sure. Let's see, I think we've got decent tools for now. Sun's about to go down, so we'll sleep. Just wait a moment, catch our breath, and rest. Alright, so in this episode, we are going to continue talking about coping skills. Last time I said we were going to continue talking about the interpersonal effectiveness skills, and that is exactly where we are going to pick up. So last time we left off with Dear Man, which was describe, express, assert, reinforce, be a broken record, ignore attacks, appear confident, and negotiate. If you need a quick refresher on that, feel free to jump back to our last video. But other than that, we're going to jump into the next set. And again, this will be two sets of acronyms here. Ooh, getting poked. Two sets of acronyms. I think we're going to head off this way to start. And those are give and fast. So the whole set, Dear Man, give fast. But let us start, as we should, with the beginning, which is give. So, we got ourselves some zombies poking out here. We'll just take care of these. Ooh, this one's got some armor. So these ones describe more of kind of how you should approach the conversation. Ooh, little Enderman there. There's some water down here. Maybe we'll take the water route. Oof, it's steep. little water cave here. Let's swim back in there and see what we got. Alright. This is kind of a cool area. Look at that. Oh, pretty neat. Let us continue on. We're gonna jump in a boat. Head on out here. Ooh, look at that. This looks nice. So these are describing kind of how you want to approach a difficult conversation. Oh, squid. And kind of the manner in which you want to do your communicating. Ooh. Hang on now. This little inlet looks pretty cool. We'll just stop for a second here. Oh yeah, look at this little island right here. The mouth of a cool little area. That looks cool. Could make a house like in the mountain. That could be interesting. That's not too far from where we are now, which would be interesting. But let's go this way a little bit more. I want to continue on in the water. As we, puppy being a little loud back there if you heard him. As we talk about give, so gentle, interested, validate, easy manner. So you want to approach any communication, right, gently. You don't want to bulldoze your way in. Which way do we want to go? I'm kind of thinking maybe this way. You don't want to bulldoze your way in and just kind of steamroll over the person that you're talking to, because that really won't get you anywhere. Right? That's really not going to be helpful for your conversation. So you want to be gentle. You want to, you don't want to use harsh language and things like that if you can avoid it. Again, you want to take the more rational approach, be the one who is, being steady with what they do and say. Oh my gosh, look at that. That's pretty cool. Oof, I love these mountains here. It looks like we're kind of coming to the end of this area, so we'll hop off and go on foot. Let's just take a second to look here. I guess there's still, oh man, look at this one. So you're going to be gentle in your communication. You are also going to be interested, right? So this this again is describing what you want to oh, look at this giant chasm here. Holy cow. Looks like it goes down a ways. You want to make sure that you are not ignoring the other person, right? You want to know what they have to say, for sure. This is pretty cool. And you want to kind of take that interest and be engaged in the conversation. You don't want to just only want to say what you have to say and not listen to what they're saying. Well, looks like we've got a little village over this way. Next is validate, right? So even though you may not agree with what, ooh, look at this. Even though you may not agree with what the person is saying, you can still validate how they feel, right? I understand that you're frustrated. I am too. What can we do about this? Oh, look at this. Let's check it out. A little more hay here. Oh, some little dudes. Oh my gosh. This house is popping. What do you got in here? Oh, I see why it's popping. We're gonna take all the food. It's what we need, of course. Sweet. We'll just check out this village real quick. But yeah, you want to make sure that you're validating and approaching with an easy manner. And what do we mean by that? Uh-oh. What is this? I don't even know what that is. We want to make sure that we are not kind of approaching people in a harsh way. We want to make sure that we're not ooh, get some diamonds. Nice. This is a good chest. We want to make sure that we are not, I'm going to take the chest too, actually. That we are not approaching people and just kind of coming up and accusing them of things and that sort of thing. We want to make sure that we are being the type of person that we want to talk to. How about we put it like that? I think that's a good way of putting it. I don't think there's going to be anything in that one. And this can lead, again, to an overall better bit of communication. I don't think there's anything in this one either, unfortunately. Okay. So this is just a small little village, huh? This is a cool one. I actually really like this village. It's kind of like a plains village that has kind of grown into a jungle village. Oh, look. So we've looted this. I'm going to have to keep this place in mind because I really like the look of this place. Might be a good one to be close to. Looks like it might go that way a little bit. So this is how we can communicate more effectively. Basically, the idea behind this section, doesn't look like there's any houses over there. The idea behind this section is to kind of communicate that you are supposed to be communicating in a manner in which you would like to be communicated with. So if you are being gentle, interested, validating, and having an easy manner, it makes it a lot easier for people to communicate with you, and a lot easier for you to then kind of get your point across and be understood a little bit better, if that makes sense. So people will be much more likely to communicate effectively with you in return for you effectively communicating with them. Did I just... Oh my gosh. I think it just fell in there. Lame. Alright, that's fine. Man, it's becoming nighttime already. I might just head back to this village and take a little nap in one of their houses. So that is the give portion, right? So that was talking more about what we can do to make it easier with other people. We want to give as much as we take, of course, so that our communications are more even and fair. Hello, good sir. I'm going to steal your bed. The last one is the acronym FAST. And this is one of my kind of favorite ones. Oh, I like this little hill area, honestly. Like right next to the village, you can overlook the village, get this, but it looks like it's not too foresty. Okay, we'll keep this village in mind. I want to keep going. Let's keep going on the water, actually. Oh, and of course I put in right here. I cannot get past. Ugh, of course. So last one, fast, fair, no apologies, stick to values, and be truthful. So, fair. I think this one's pretty obvious, but in our dealings with other people, we want to make sure that we ourselves are being fair, and we are not kind of presenting them with choices or things that benefit ourselves more greatly than benefit them. Again, in any dealing with people, we want to make sure we're being as fair as we can be. And this is not always, man, this is a really tight river over here. This is not always going to be, I think we're going to have to get out. This is not always going to be the case. Not everything can be 100% fair 100% of the time. And that's okay. But we should, in our dealings with people, we should attempt to make things as fair as possible. Okay, little water hole there. Oh, this is interesting. Just kind of blocking up the river. It does really widen out there, doesn't it? Interesting. Another interesting thing here. So we want to be as fair as possible, considering that won't always be, oof, my goodness, we are getting some weird input here. A little inlet there. Ooh. A lot of these birch trees, I'm not a big fan. Not a huge fan of the birch. That is for sure. Their little inlet area there. Pretty cool. So yeah, we can't always be fair, but we should approach it as fair as we can be. The other, that looks pretty cool. I'm not really liking this area here. I don't know. Going along this river, I kind of like the foresty areas, but I'm not really liking the birch. So the next one, no apologies. So what does this mean? What do we mean when we say no apologies? Because this, I think, can oftentimes, let's just jump out and walk a little bit. This oftentimes can be a little overdone, but essentially what we are talking about is you don't want to apologize for things, or you don't want to apologize for everything. Let's put it that way, right? We want to definitely apologize for things that, well, that's weird. We definitely want to apologize for things that are our fault, right? Things that we should apologize for. If we hurt someone, of course we're going to apologize, but we should not apologize just for being able to state our opinion, just to no apologies for communicating, right? We don't necessarily want to apologize for that thing. In fact, we shouldn't apologize for that kind of thing, because it's part of, what is this? It's part of being able to communicate. Oh my gosh, look at this. Effectively. Ooh. What is this? Oh my gosh, look at that. Little underwater cave back here? Just a little one. Some magma blocks. Get some air. This is kind of a cool little thing in it. Looks like it comes right out into the river here. If we open it up, ooh, looks like it would come straight back across here. Yeah, if we could open it up, have it come right this way. I think the village is just around that corner. This is a pretty cool cave. Let's see what this area has kind of right around it. See if it's going to be interesting. I like the flowers. I like this water. Okay, a little cave back here. Not even really a cave. Just kind of a covered area. This could make a good house, honestly. Can I just put a roof on it? Go from there? I don't know, I kind of like being in the woods. Not the white woods, but these darker oak woods. Oh, okay. I don't know. Do we want to be this low to the ground? I like that water area, but I don't know. Ooh. That's interesting. Little basin here. Basin in the back. Just a mountain in the front. Okay, enough talking about what we're seeing. So no apologies. And I have told clients this many times. You don't have to apologize for everything. And it's an important one because a lot of people just kind of get into the habit of apologizing for things that don't need an apology, which puts them more in a mindset of I am wrong. And that's something that we want to avoid when dealing with mental health. Ooh. Look at the view. Oh, wait a second. What's that right there? See, there's the village. Let's go check that out. So it puts them in the mindset of I am the one in the wrong. And when you're talking with someone, that's not the mindset you want to enter in with, right? You want to enter in with the mindset of, I need my point to be heard too. My feelings are valid, instead of coming in with the mindset of my feelings are wrong, because that can get us into a lot of trouble mental health wise. So again, no apologies. If you do something to harm someone or hurt someone, even accidentally, yes, of course, you're going to apologize. That's part of life. But we don't have to apologize for everyday life things. The biggest one that I can think of right off the top of my head right now, I do use more examples and try to be more specific with clients, but the biggest one I can think of right off the top of my head is let's just say you're walking around a corner and you accidentally bump into someone. A lot of people's first response, oh, okay, don't go back in there right now. A lot of people's first response is to say sorry, right? As if they are to blame. As if they are to blame for what just occurred. But what just occurred, okay, that is the spot I was looking at, was that there was an accident. Nobody was harmed, nobody was injured, and it wasn't anyone's fault. But by saying sorry, you are taking on that fault and responsibility, even just unconsciously, subconsciously, if you want. And it can be important when dealing with mental health issues. Okay, yep, we're here. This is where we're going to be. for sure. Right next to this, on a little hill, we're going to dig in, make a couple of different entrances. This is going to be awesome. Going to be awesome. All right, let's go sleep again. Then we'll get to carrying our stuff back and forth. Well, probably not. Dig in first and get some stuff done. So we don't want to apologize. The next one is stick to values. I think that's pretty straightforward. You know, whatever you believe in, stick to that. Don't be wishy-washy with your beliefs. You know, you want to stick to the values that you hold, as opposed to allowing other people to dictate those values to you or for you. And I think religion can be a great example of this, because what I think oftentimes can happen, does this already connect to the water over there? I'm gonna light it up. Oh, still have spiders. Yeah, they're after me already. Oh, let's go. Alright. Just the one? Okay. What can oftentimes happen is that, and this is, I think, kind of seen fairly often, is the idea of practicing what you preach, right? So if you are someone who is part of a religion, you should be practicing what you preach, i.e., an example, if you say, you know, do unto others as they would do, or, you know, as you would have them do unto you, you should stick to that. You should follow that in your own life and in how you deal with other people. Makes sense? But oftentimes can be overlooked because people tend to, not saying this is always the case, but people tend to see themselves in a bit higher regard than they do others, which I think is somewhat natural. But again, we have to move away from that. So we stick to values and we are truthful. This is an important one because we don't want to try to communicate with someone and be lying about things and not be not be telling them what we need them to do and what is going to be helpful. If we're lying about the things that we need, or we're lying about how we feel, it's going to take longer for this communication to take hold. And so we want to be truthful with how we feel and with what we need. And that's just, again, how it works. If we're not truthful, we're not going to get what we need. We're going to continue to not feel good. Okay, so we are towards the end of the episode here. We went over the last two acronyms for for interpersonal effectiveness, right? Those communication skills. We went over give and fast. We want to be gentle, interested, validating, and easy-mannered, in a fair, no apologies, stick to values, and truthful way. So yeah, stick all that together and you've got a really, really strong start for effective communication with people. We are going to actually wrap up our episode here. I've just kind of been looking around to see where I want to start building a house. I like the idea of kind of being able to have a house somewhere maybe in this area back in here. Kind of with this, we can go under, we can have this upper area with some water, maybe put some glass right over it, keep the water, and then have a nice area to kind of walk on. and have a quick area to like boat over to the village here. Come in right there. We could also come in, kind of have a split. Not sure what we're going to do yet, but I like this area. I think it's interesting. I'm going to try to keep the mountainside as pristine as I can. We'll see how that goes. Might just loop this, see if I can loop it around, connect it over here, like through the mountain. We'll see. So we will come back next time and take a look at getting things started with a new house over here. I want this to run through as well. I want to build like a door or an entrance on this side. Look right in here for like a quick running over to the village area. I think that could be cool. Just kind of sprawl out in the mountain. Or, not really a mountain, more like a little hill. But yeah, sprawl out. Okay, but that will do it for this episode, guys. I will see you in the next one.